everyone. Is this live? Can't see anyone. Am I live? Oh, hi Claire. Just saw your name pop up. As always, it's not coming up on here. I checked all the updates last night because there was an extra update on here, but it's the same thing. I'll try not to repeat myself because it gets boring. Let's just get rid of this. Afternoon, everyone. I'm just sorting out stuff on my end. Hope you're all good. It's not right that I have to do this each time. There's clearly got to be a gremlin somewhere. 2 secs, I'll just check it's coming up on here. Switch. Afternoon, everyone. I can't see who's joining, but I imagine that you are joining. Just getting it up my end, 2 secs. Come on. There we go, I can see it there. Just have to use my laptop a second while it's all doing its thing on my iPad. Hi everyone. I can't see the chat. Chat's not, oh there it is. Everything's so slow. Hi everybody. There's loads of you here. Hi. Hi Claire, Caroline, Mary, Kelly, Andrea, good morning, Jackie, Pippa, Debbie, Kim, Karen, Corinne, Jane, Babs, Benita, Min, Karen, Linda. There's lots of you in. Hi everybody. I hope you're all well. Hey Hayley. Good morning. I love when I can sneak alive at work. Hey Bethany. Sorry if it's a bit quiet. I'm just looking away. I was on my iPad then, laptop. Right. Hopefully it'll come up now. It's just a bit of a... There it is straight away. Terrible that I have to keep doing that. Anyway, we are here. Hi everybody. Hope you're all well. T-shirt. I know it's getting that way, isn't it? It's certainly getting brighter, which is nice. Hello Debbie. Hey, Kay, Pam, Pauline, Jules, Hilary, hello. Hi from Australia, 1 AM here. Jenny, are you unable to get to sleep? Maybe my soothing voice will send you off. Hope everybody is well. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. Just checking it's all, yeah, it's pretty much the same on this one. So, I have had another happy accident with a card today. So it doesn't fold flat at the minute because I need to make one more adjustment, but I was doing this just before I went live. But it's a double flip card with an extra panel in the middle. It's very easy. I do break it all down, but that will fold down, but it won't at the moment because of this piece, but I just need to reduce these sections here, which is going to be fine. So you can certainly craft along with me, just let me get the scoring done first. But you've got 2 big panels here and then a big panel in the middle. There won't be score lines on those, so those will be like that. So it's your flip card. It's one side of a flip card, but I've doubled it up. And then I've cut into the boxes again, added some score lines in the middle to create this other panel. So that's where I'm going to have my big sentiment. And then I think I'm going to use the crocuses for this one because I've got my crocus mug here. So I'm feeling inspired to use that set. So I'm going to do light purple cardstock. I would recommend a lightweight for this. This is a 220, 230. Don't use your heavyweight because there's lots of folds. And then when it folds down, I can't remember off the top of my head what it's going to end up being, but it's going to be around a 7 by, I'm going to say, because that really shouldn't change. So what you're looking at there, 5, maybe 7 by 8. You can make an envelope for it still anyway. Intriguing. Yeah, I think it'll look better when it's got all its mats and layers on it. I must be a mind reader. Just got that die out to make a... Oh, this isn't a die, Jules. So I don't know what die you've got for this. You got me intrigued now. What die are you using? You don't need any dice to make this one. Late to the party, had to chase. I won't say that out loud. Oh, okay. It sounds like it's legit. It's an odd one. Hope that doesn't happen on a regular basis. But it's a really nice one. I think if you like those showstoppers, mantle pleasers as we like to call them, then this is going to be a lovely one for that. So, cardstock. Like I said, I'm going to use the purple. So I'm going to go for a light purple for the base. Hi everybody, as people are joining. Let's see what colours I've got here. Oh, that's not great, Sharon. It's a shame. That's a nice colour. I might go for this one. Okay, that still feels quite thick, whereas that's lighter. But then that feels... No, I think that'll be okay actually. So I'm going to go for that one. I don't know where this one's from. Oh, that's a different colour, it's faded on the ends. That's that thicker one. I've got so many different tones. That's, oh my gosh, how many different shades here. Right, I think this is going to be the one we'll go for. Yeah. So get yourself 3 pieces of A4 or your letter size, at least at the minute for this. I think by the time the mats and layers, and you are sticking on top of each other, like, you know, there's a piece on top of that piece, so I think this is going to be fine. I'll go with that one. Thumbs up, everybody. Do you know, I've not even done my own thumbs up. Let me just do that. There's only 32 now thumbs up, and there is 94 of you in the chat, so if you can go and give your thumbs up, that would be fab, please. Right, that works, so I have it on silent. No worries. Side panel. No, I'm going to... Oh, you're... Oh, right, you've got the side panel. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a little bit different. I guess you could maybe adapt it to do this. It might work, actually, if you added some extra score lines. I've got my own cardstock, Maureen, but we haven't done a... Well, we have done... We've reordered it a couple of times. It's just sold out, but we've got more colours coming. So I do have mine when it's out, but otherwise... Oh, you good ones. Crafter's Companion, Tonic, Sizzix. They all do fab card. Any nudes on... Oh, there we go. I've just answered that one, Kay. I'm running out of my CCP card. Need a local craft shop. Yeah, and again, I'm always for that. If you've got a local, you know, craft shop, then, you know, go to those as well. I'm running out. I've done that one. Okay, we need a craft show. Right. So just let me get this scoring, you know, before you do it, and the sizes and everything. But it is easy, and it's not very hard to put together either. So yeah, Paper Mill Direct. I've bought from them quite a few times before. Right, I know I need to trim this down to 7. So how is everyone? What you've been up to since I last spoke? Because some of you I would have spoke to on Monday with the VIP. So right, so this, I'm going to do the internal. I'm going to work out this internal one first. So I want to bring that into 2.5 and then half of that. So just doing a bit of out loud scoring at a minute, but just ignore me. So if I did that one, then back to 2.5, 1, 2.5, and then finish again with 1.25. That should be correct. That should make the difference now with when we go to fold it flat. I'm just going to get all my pieces. 7 by 7.5. Oh, it's nice, isn't it, now, if you can get out in the garden. I spent a bit of time Sunday afternoon, which was lovely. And then again. 1 1/4. Is that right? Yeah. 1, 2 1/2, 3, 3. 4, 5. And then we're cut into. Let me just double check. So that will be better. Yeah, it's going to give you a better flip, and you're going to have more space. And then we'll cut into that side. That side, that fold. Right, those are correct. And then, so that's definitely still going to be 5. And that's that, so that's definitely still 10. So that's just that middle part. Yeah. And then 2 pieces, so that's 10 by. Oh, you'll need 4 pieces actually of this for the big one. So if I did 10. And then one more. I think that is all of the bits for this, and then the middle panel will work out in a minute. Yeah, because I was just going to do a double flip, and then I was like, oh, we can make this look a bit different. So you can stop when we go to do it. I'll tell you where you can stop if you don't want to do the middle part. Again, let me just score this bit, and then I can start showing you what you need to do. So we don't need to do need those ones. Right, so I don't need, I just need to do 5, and then it will be the short side. So it'll be 5, and that one for the minute. I don't think I want to do the other folds just yet. I'm just going to stick with that for the minute. Right, so if you want to craft along, let me just do that one. Or if you've got a pen and paper and you want to write the measurements down first, then this is what you're going to need to get you started. What have I missed here? Yes, dinner in the garden, in the sun, in the tea. Oh gosh, no, it's not that warm. I've got washing on the light. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. I'm hoping to get some from the craft fair at Sandown Park Racecourse on Saturday. Hey Avril. Sorry I'm late. That's all right, Lou, no worries. Hey Lynn, I'm not sure if I said hello to you. Hi, going to Stamperia in March at Southampton. She'll be able to get some stuff there. Can anyone else hear the measurements? I haven't done them yet, Dee. Haven't done the measurements yet, Dee. There she is, the stalker. Hey Simone, I'm not sure if I said hi. Yeah, another One Line Tree Crafts. Yeah, they're a good one. There's loads. It's 80. No, not here. It's not. It's about 12, 13. No, it's still a chill in the air, unless the sun. We've got no sun today. Right. Okay. So for the main card blank, you want 2 pieces of 10 by 7, and along the 10-inch side, you're going to score at 5 and 6 1/4. We will do some extra scoring on this, but I just want to put it together first, and then we can go from there. Okay, so 10 by 7, 2 pieces along the 10-inch side. You're going to score at 5 and 6 1/4. Okay, so I've got those 2 pieces, and then you'll want 2 pieces. This is for your pop-out piece. You'll want 2 pieces of 7 1/2 by 7, and along the 7 1/2 side, you're going to score at. So I'll do it that way. You're going to score at 2 1/2. 3 3/4 and 6 1/4. I'll repeat that again on this piece. 2 pieces of 7 1/2 by 7, and along the 7 1/2 side you're going to score at 2 1/2, 3 3/4 and 6 1/4. Okay, now these two, where you've got your 1 1/4 section, the 2 1/2 one next to it is what you want to cut your aperture into. Now I'm going to use my trimmer, but if you've got dies that will fit into this space, then use those. But for people that don't, draw around something, or I'll use my trimmer and then you can take the measurements from that. So we'll do that first because I want to get this and then I can see where I'm going. So I think I roughly, when I cut this one, what have we got there? Half, and 1. We can't do 1 and 1 because that, oh no, we could actually, because that would be, no, it'd be too much. I think we need to do half, and then half. No, maybe 3/4. That down there, 3/4. Yeah, we do half, 3/4. Okay. So I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to bring you in a bit closer. It's easiest for you to see, I think, than for sometimes me to explain. It's also our 60th day in a row. Right. Oh no, we stopped that on. When did we not have any rain? Yesterday. It might have rained a little bit overnight, but during the day we were okay. Right, I am going to line up this score line with my 1/2 inch tab or line here. So I know that's 1/2 inch. I can see it down here. And then on the side, I'm going to come down 3/4 inch. So you can see on my marker there. But once I've cut this, I'll give you the measurements for this, for some that maybe don't get what I'm doing. And then I want to be 3/4 inch up from the bottom. So I'm going to score down to 6 1/4. Okay. And then I'm going to pop it on its side. And now I want the end of that cut to line up in the track. And that should be 3/4 inch here. And it will line up, sorry, I have to come right into the screen. It'll be 1 3/4 down the side here. But you're going to score down to 3. No, sorry, 3 1/4. That's it. You can see where we're cutting there. Also, it's that fluffy kind of card. I'll have to go over this, I hate that. And then this score line is now going to line up with the 1/2 inch again. And the end of that one should be in there, which I think it is. And then I'm going to come all the way down again to 6 1/4. And then join those two cut lines up. Again, if you just put the end now at 3/4, then that will be your top. But most of you will use a die, which is then quick and easy. Okay, so there is the frame. You could then draw around that on the next piece. But that is what you want. I've got some fluffy edges. That's probably the blade doesn't help. But that is now this side piece. If you want to get a die that's near that, then you'll want something that is 1 1/2 by 5 1/2. Okay. So that is the size aperture that you want to do. So if you just mark with a pencil 3/4 inch down, 3/4 inch up, and mark from the score lines 1 inch in and 1 inch in, do the lines, and then you'll have that size in the middle where they cross over in each corner, and just cut it out. Okay, I'm just going to go over this with my scissors just to get rid of that. And we're going to add frames to this, and like I said, you will be sticking mats and layers onto some parts. You'll be using the pattern paper, so this will, strengthen. Weird, I can use my Every Art channel on my computer, but I can only use the normal account. Oh, don't know. Are you signed in on both? Did you switch, have you switched to that account on your phone? Because you might not have switched from your account. So, now this is the 7 1/2 by 7 pieces, the ones where you've done those scoring. So your 1 1/4 and your 2 1/2 sections. Just getting rid of those fluffy bits. And then, just to save me trimming again, I can just lay this one over the top and that way you know you've both got them spot on, like so, and then just draw around it. I'll just cut that. Actually, I'm going to cut it with my scissors just so I get a nice cut. At least you can see how I'm cutting it then with the scissors as well. So just find the way that's going to work best for what you've got. And just rub out any pencil marks that you might have. Switch now. There we go. All sorted. Well, remind me to tell you some interesting stuff about the cottage when we're just colouring in and stuff, if you're interested, that is, because I found out some really good stuff about the cottage, and it's quite a bit older than we originally thought, so exciting. Okay, so fold and burnish both of those pieces. Whilst people are still doing that, I'm just going to work out where the extra score lines are going to be needed on this piece. We can get those done before, so that's going to be straight in like so, and that lines up to that score line. And then we want to add, so I'm tempted because I don't want to add too much bulk in the middle, so where that goes to fold, we want that to come out. I think we'll stick this in and we'll score it after. We'll cut into these bits next. I'm going to start this one and then I'll talk you through it, because I know some people who are crafting along might still be doing the fest bit. So I'm just going to get this one scored and then I'll talk you through what I'm doing. For those of you that are quick and pick it up or writing it down, I'm doing a 1-inch frame all the way around in the 5x7 section, but I'll explain it properly in a minute. Again, if you've got your dies, use your dies. I would use my dies if I wasn't, you know, teaching this, but if you've been here a long time, you know that these ones, we try and do it so that everyone can join in. Use the right one. So there's lots of head movement with this card, trying to make sure I get this all lined up. Yeah, 230. You want a lightweight, Brian. Sorry if I missed stuff. Usually someone else will pick it up. But yeah, because there's lots of folds with this one, and it's, you know, a lot of it folding on top of each other, it's better to go lighter weight. Yeah, this cardstock, actually, I can tell you, this is from Hobbycraft, because I remember it goes fluffy. It's the way that the pulp's mixed. It's a cheap way, basically. It's not been, so it gets compacted, and basically when it's like this, it's not been compacted very, like, it's just done quickly, and that keeps the cost down. So that's why you get fluffiness in your cards. A new trimmer, you know, will help as well, but you wouldn't see like fluffiness like that on like a, I don't know, my one, for example. It's a good job I'm not crafting along today. Confused. Oh, well, hopefully it will all come together soon, because it's not a difficult one. There's just lots of elements to it, so you just need to break it all down. That's going to go there, and that's where we're going to have our fest swing piece. Now you can use this piece here. So I'm just going to tidy the ends up. So the bit that you cut out, keep, and that will be your panel. Okay. I think because I'm not using dies, it sounds more confusing because I'm giving you lots of measurements. But if I just said die cut that with something to this size, it's easier. So again, that there, if you've got a die that's similar size, it's 3 by 5. So just cut that and do it the same on the other one. It's much easier. Score at 5 and 6 1/4 and then die cut that. That's a lot easier to kind of take in. But when I'm doing all of this, it's more confusing. I'm just shaving off a little bit from each side. I do this regardless to the way the card is, because you just don't want it like scraping against the frame when it opens out. No, it's it can be your trimmer blade, but that trimmer blade's fine. I can cut other cardstock and it's okay. It's just, yeah, if you're using different cardstocks, they all react differently as well, and they're all made differently, but a lot of the time it's the way that it's compressed. Okay, so that one, and then that's going to come out like so. But that one will also go. I've got a feeling this is going to make it a bit bigger actually. I'm just thinking if that's going to go. Oh no, because that goes in that way. No, so it should be. Yeah, no, it will be fine. That will go there. No, hang on a minute. I'm confusing myself now. It'll be that way. That's going to stick against it. And that is going to go on there like that. Okay, so we're okay with this bit. Those people were cutting that out. So with this piece here, so these are your 2 pieces of your 10 by 7. And you want to score at 5 and 6 1/4. And then your 5 by 7 section, you want to die cut with whatever size you want. Okay. But if you want to do it like me, I've done a 1-inch frame on each side. So if you've got a die that is as close to 3 by 5, was it? Then use that and it'll give you a very similar size to me. If you're not, you just want to, with a pencil, mark down 1 inch, mark up 1 inch, draw a line. And again on this side, mark up 1 inch, mark up 1 inch, draw a line that way. Where you're marking it up, and where they crisscross, cut it out. You want to get that, it needs to look like that. So however you get to that point, that's what you want to do in your head, okay? Because I know sometimes the way I explain it when I'm live, it's different. And then again, I'm just going to sit this over the top, draw around it. Is it making sense to most of you? Is the main one. Is it something you're going to recreate, or am I just wasting my time and it's too complex? Because I don't mind people being honest. But I always try to just offer different things. Or an evolution of a cardstock that we already know. I was going to cut that one. I've just realised what I've done. Never mind. I also really understand my trimmer, and I think if you get to know the tools you're using, like I'm just using that 1 inch marker there. Very intriguing. It's a great shape. Carry on. Makes perfect. Okay. So. Don't get rid of these pieces, because you're going to do a matte layer on these, and we're going to have our images or flowers or whatever it is that you're going to use to decorate. Just shave a tiny little bit off. And I'm just going to cut this out. So we've used 4 pieces of A4, and then you're going to need another piece for your panel in the middle. So 5 pieces in total of letter size or A4, because you can cut this using your letter size as well. Again, just rub out any pencil marks you might have. I'm going to do little white frames around a lot of this, which I think will look nice. Or silver, maybe some nice silver frames. Would be good as well. Hang on, let's close that down, I don't need that open. I've got about 20 other things going on as well. Because I'm doing Easter makes, I've just done another one around this morning. Use that one. Hey, bros. Yeah, it makes sense. Following, but that's all right. And I can always, so we've not started to assemble it yet, so I can go over any score lines and stuff like that if anybody needs it. And I've still got to add maybe 2 more on this piece in this section here, but I just want to get some of it stuck together, and then I'll know. And then when I do the YouTube version, it'll be easier. I think that's going to be fine. Right, I'm going to stick 1/2 because you're going to do them the same, but I just want to do this one myself just so I know I get it right. So that's going to be that way. This is going to be there. Yeah, okay. Don't worry, anybody who missed me, you're doing this again on the other side. So I just want to do this myself just to make sure it's correct. I don't know why I put this pressure on myself, because it better go right. People are relying on me. Right, do that one first. I'm going to go back that way for a minute. Detention for me, Rachel, back of the queue, back of the class even. Yeah, back of the class for Rachel. It's terrible. Disgusting. How dare you? That one that comes out, that one stays. So it's come out like that, so it's got to stick to this side. It's a double flip centre panel card, something like that. I've got some more pencil there, I need to rub out. So once that glue starts to dry, that already is going to strengthen that part, and then when you add a frame onto this, it will strengthen that as well. Yeah, that's better. It's a little bit different because obviously you haven't got that bit, but I think that works. Yeah, for it to fit down and fold down, I think that's going to be okay. So that's your one side. Now I need to decide whether I want to have, I don't want to have too much bulk on the fold. When that folds down, that's 5. So I don't know whether to have it. I'm going to do that one and then I'll work out the other ones. But that's what we want to do so far. So if everybody's ready for me to move on to that part. Yeah, and then your other panel's going to be there. That's going to come forward. Yeah, I think it's fine. Am I too zoomed in again? Shall I just come out? There we go. Right, ready to start sticking it together. So you want to take this one, fold and burnish the score lines. Fold and burnish all of them. And just fold them back the other way as well. Okay. Then you're going to take this piece, again fold and burnish it all. And you want to have the 1 1/4 away from you. It's going to stick into the card. The frame needs to face into this smaller section. So the width of this piece fits this section perfectly. You see there? This solid side is what we're going to stick half of this front onto. So it's like that. Okay. So what you want to do is add your glue. Just imagine an imaginary halfway line, or put a little pencil mark if you're unsure, but just bring your glue just under that, all the way down here, and up that side again, and then also in this 1 1/4 section. Okay, open this up, and this side you want to pop that into that fold. So that's that 5-inch score line. Okay, and it will be flush with the top and the bottom. Push it right into that fold and just let that grab onto the sides. Don't worry about that bit for the minute, just get that in place. If you fold that up, okay, so you can see the frame there, you can just fold that over and make sure it all folds flat like this. Okay, and you can fold that back. If you bring it out, you'll now have that. You want to repeat that on the other piece. You've got 2 pieces. Reminds me of the showstopper panel cards almost. Yeah, it's feeling like that. You go to close it up again. Take this one, and you're going to add your glue onto this section here. Just what you can see when it's flat within that frame. Okay, and because you've just taken little bits off of each side of that, when you stick it down, you should have a tiny little gap. Can you see? That's what you want. So now when you bring that up, you've got your swing. Right, I'm just going to work this out now because I need to do the middle, but I don't want to have all that bulk of card. I think I might end up reducing it down. So if they're stuck together, the theory is that they should. Yeah, so what size is that? In our envelope, 6 1/4 by 7. So I'll do 6 1/2 by 7, or 7 by 7 actually. If you've got shop brought 7 by 7, so that's the size card it can go in. We can't go shorter actually, I've just remembered, because otherwise they won't close. So what I want to do now is add, so they will stick over each other actually, okay, I think, because we need to get the centre and 2 even sides. So let me just score this one and then I'll give you the measurements. I think once the mat's in theirs and it's coloured in bright, it's going to look really nice. This is how it's going to look for anybody joining. This is what I've created. I've created a monster. It's a double swing centre panel, that's what I'm going to call it. Lay that down flat again. So I think, is that piece, or is that another piece? No, that's that 10. So the 10 by 7 piece, so you would have scored at 5 and 6 1/4 for those of you that are writing your score lines down. So if I did so half of 3 3/8, so it's 1.5, so 1 7/8. And then 1 1/4. If we keep with that 1 1/4, I think it keeps it a bit more uniform. So if you're writing your measurements down, that piece that's 10 by 7, where I told you to score at 5 and 6 1/4, you also want to score at 1 1/4 and 2 1/2. Oh no, it's back to front, isn't it? Yeah, that's fine. So it would be, no, actually it's the wrong way round. So yeah, I flipped it around actually. If you do it that way, that's where you scored at 5, yeah, 6 1/4. If you do it that way, sorry, so you're scoring at 5, 6 1/4, 7 1/2, and 8 3/4. Okay, but I'm going to do a YouTube for this, but those that are crafting along, you just want to add, if you stick it in your scoreboard this way, okay, and just score at 1 1/4 and 2 1/2. And do that on both pieces. Right, that's all the scoring done. And let me just check how I want this to look. So that's going to be that way, that way. That's got to come up. And then this is going to sit behind. To be honest, you could end up, if you might not want to stick, you're going to stick one in front of the other. If you don't want that bulk, you could cut these two off of one side and just stick that behind this one. It's up to you. But you can see how that's just going to sit right behind it. And then our panel is going to sit into these two sections here. Our centre panel. Could be a circle, because you want it to dip into those spots. Nice circle would look good as well. In fact, I might do that. And the circle will make it look a bit softer. Not so many corners. Who I'm interested. So yeah, cut on one of them. Cut those two off if you wanted to. Or stick them all together. I'm not going to use the construction glue because sometimes it can make it almost too hard and it won't kind of move. So I'm going to just run a quick grab glue and I'll just keep it a little bit softer. Still give it the strength it needs and it will hold. You can do an oval, but you want it, as part of the design, you want it to go into those frames. So if your oval does still go into those frames, then fine. Otherwise the frames are kind of pointless. But you would need them because it wouldn't fold flat, should I say. I'm just going to stick that over the top. And when you stick this down, fold the card flat because it might want to just push it out a little bit. Just test which one's going to, see that one folds down better and then that one over the top. And it'll look nice when it's closed as well, because that one, depending on, well, the left is going to be my front one, but you know, a nice image when they take it out and they see the frame, and they'll see the frame there as well. So now we'll open up like that, and then when that middle bit's on, just go back over those folds, because you want the middle to pop out. So just go back over those folds. Like that. I'll hold it that way, you can see the way it looks. I'm just going to grab my circle dies. die gets stuck. Of course it does. I wanted these ones. Oh. Right. I'm glad it's all worked, because I only put it together about half an hour ago. No, a little bit longer than that. But that's okay, we're all right for time, because now it's all onto the decoration, so we're good. Right, let's get a circle that's going to fit. So, right, this one. You want to make sure again that it's going to be able to close. Ah, that's where I've hit that problem. Poop. If that goes down, I think it's just a matter of getting it all sliding at the same time, because there's no reason why that shouldn't go. Right, so I can't go that big. Okay. Just let me work this out. Let's try. That might be better. Do that side. Ah, right, no, it's not. How else could I get around that unless I cut that frame? Ah, okay. All right, I've got the solution, because you're not really going to see it. Yeah, so it does disguise it. We need to cut this bit away. If you're new here, this does happen with the live, especially if I'm creating something brand new. When I do the YouTube version, it will be fine. Now I'm going to do a simplified way to rectify this. So you want to snip, we'll do that in first, snip right down. Different kind of scissor. Just don't want to put any pressure. Like that. We're still going to, you will never know. And what I think I'm going to do is just fold that and stick it into that section. We need to open up this aperture so there's nothing there. See? That's what we need to do. Once we've added the frames and stuff, you're not really going to notice this, and we can add pattern paper inside there or anything to cover it. But we need to do that in order for, and then we can have any size panel, so it's going to work out better. Again, and just fold that one in. You see, we've just opened them up, so now I can do any size and it's just not going to hit at all. Alright, so just one little modification there. But I think it's going to be worth it when we put it together. So I'm just going to run my glue just down there. Fold that in. And then this one. You can cut it right away if you want. I mean, when I do the YouTube one, that won't even be there because you'll cut the aperture bigger. You can see a Christmas scene. Yeah, that looked good. Okay. So we just got rid of where that bulk is. Better. It needs that clearance. It needs nothing catching on it. So now I can go back to that larger one. Let's just check if it's that one. Imagine that's there. Oh. No, so that's too wide of that section there. So you can only go as wide as 6 1/4. So you don't want to go any wider than that. Mind you though, that is bang on. Maybe that's, maybe it's just a little bit. Let's just try that again. I would like to use that one. 6 1/4. No, it's because the die is bigger than 6 1/4, but it will cut the 6 1/4 size. So I think I am going to use that one. I just hold that there. As long as it's clear of that, which it is. Yeah, that's going to work. So I would just do a smidge under. So if your circle die cuts just under, which this does, it's more 6 1/8. That's what you want. Don't do the exact 6 1/4, or do 6, just to be, you know, on the safe side. So I'm going to cut this again in purple. because then I want to do a white layer because I'm going to be stamping. I'm not going to do lots of die cuts. I think I'm going to just stamp and do maybe a bit of masking and layer the flowers. Yeah, I think that'll look quite nice because the card has got such a cool shape to it. I don't want to do too much dimension with, you know, everything on here. Plus it's all got to fold flat. So you don't really want a lot of 3D decoration unless it's just that final one when it closes, you know, flat. One of my favourite parts of watching you live is when things like that happen. It teaches me how to fix mistakes when I'm making things. Oh, thank you, Alison. So an oval might be... Well, the thing is, though, you want it to go into this space. So if you've got an oval like that, then fine. But the whole point of this design is that it goes into that space. Otherwise, keep them and have something that doesn't go any wider than these three, this middle section. And then you could maybe do pop-ups in here. You know, you could have little scenes. We could have pop-ups on the side. There's certainly ways to develop this even more if you didn't want to have a big topper in the middle. And this is how a lot of my cards come together. I start with one idea and then it just, you know, takes you to others. Right, let's hope I've got the same colour of this purple because I've used quite a bit of it. Was that it there? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Okay, let's cut this one out. I'm going to have to use my larger die machine. 2 seconds. Right, with silver face is going to look fab. Sam, can you go over how to join? So just stick one behind the other. You're sticking the 3 sections where you scored one behind the other. So I stuck the left behind this right side. So just add your glue over these 3 sections and then stick the other one on top. Now that, is it the same colour? I feel that's lighter. Is it the same? Maybe it's just the way the light's hitting it. No, it's the same. It's definitely the same card. I think it's just the way the light's hitting on it. So that's going to go on there. And it all folds. Does it stop? Pushed over. Yeah. Bigger cards may cost more here in the States to mail, but worth it when... Yeah, and I always say as well, if you've got people that you're hand delivering to, then this is probably, you know, one of those cards. But, yeah, I just love making big cards. Go big or go home. Now if you want to add a matte layer on this middle section, which I probably will want to do, I'm going to just put a piece of white down in that middle bit for the minute because I know that's what I want to have there. I'm just going to cut a piece of what would that be? It'd be 1 by 6 3/4. That was 1 1/4, wasn't it? Yeah. Go through all the mats and layers properly, but I'm just getting this one down just so I can get the circle stuck down. I'm going to be doing my mum's Mother's Day card on Friday. I'm doing the pop-up bouquet die set with the flowers. But this could be a nice Mother's Day idea. Probably floral arrangements and detail on the sides and then a nice big Happy Mother's Day, you know, sentiment in the middle there would look lovely. I'm just going to add a little glue just in the middle. And get this centered. perfect. And it can come right out as well. So depending on how they display it, they end up going on the side and that all comes up, you know, like that. But I would display it more like that so you can see those as well. Oh, I think it looks really good. Hype yourself, guys. You know what I'm like. I'm my biggest fan. If you don't believe in yourself, you won't get anywhere in life. So when you're happy with something, give yourself a big pat on the back. Right. What was the next size down? I shouldn't have put that one down. My eyes are going funny. I don't know which one I'm looking at. Is it that one there? No, it's too small. That one, I think. Yes. Oh, that's a bit. I think there's one again. These are so tight together. Yeah, it's another one again. Do I want a thinner border or does that match? I could do a matte and a layer, couldn't I? I could do silver, but I won't be doing mattes and layers on all of this. It's going to be mainly white. Palmer violets, it is that colour, Jeanette. I can't stand them though. Taste of them. No, I think I'm going to do that size. Mind you there, that is probably more balanced. No, I'll do that one instead. I'm going to cut this in white. Great, so yeah, more self-love. Got to love yourself first before you can, you know, be happy and truly love others and all that stuff they say, don't they? And I think it is true. 100%. That one can go right. And that's the one we're going to stamp on. Do our pretty designs. I'll give you all the mattes and layers for the other bits. So I'm not going to stick it down yet because I need to stamp on it, but that one's going to go there. Now I'm thinking a nice pattern paper on these ones, but something not too in your face. Oh, here we go. Look at this one. This could work quite nice. From my kit, that one. How good is that? That's perfect. Just in those ones there. And maybe on these. You won't really see it until it's open up. I think I'm going to do that one. So you'll want, they're 2.5, so you want two pieces that are 2 1/4 by 6 3/4. 2 1/4. So if I do 4.5, and then I've got that 6 3/4, and then cut that to 2 1/4. Good match, yeah. Just place it all down for a minute, just so we can see it all coming together. And then I think it would be nice on these. Let's cut these ones next. So you'll want to do your stamping or whatever you're going to do on these. You'll want 2 pieces of 2 3/4 by 4 3/4. Oh, I wonder how our lovely Karen is, because she's in, oh no, she's not in New York anymore, is she? Sorry, Karen, if you're hearing this, because I know she pops in on her break. She used to be in New York, and just seeing all of the snow in New York. Did that 4 1/4. I mean, it's not like they don't get snow, but oh, why does that not feel like? Oh, I've cut them wrong. I thought I just gave. What did I do there? Or was it that piece? Oh, hang on. That's that. No, that's the right width. What did I do there? because I was thinking of other things. What have we got? 5, so 4 3/4 by 2 3/4. 2 3/4. I think that was a scrap piece. I don't even think this was the piece I was doing it from. Right, 2 3/4. That's perfect. Right, these are wrong. Let's do this piece. 2 3/4 by 4 3/4. Yeah, I thought I did when I said it. Then I realised because I know she misses it at times as well. So I wonder if the snow makes her miss it even more. Now, if you wanted to, you can do long strips and then stick your flip pieces over. But I'm going to do some little squares in these bits because they look quite nice. And maybe then do, yeah, I think I'm going to use this again, do little squares of it. I think that'll look quite nice, pull it together. So these parts here, what are we looking at? That's one. That's one. Yeah, just check they're all the same. They should be one. So if you do 3/4 by 1. Again, if you want to do mats and layers, then you can do that. Just drop it down by that 1/4 inch increment, or whatever you like to do. Everyone has kind of different preferences for when they do mats and layers. Sometimes I do 1/8 of an inch, depends kind of the style that I'm going for. Right, I'll get these stuck down, apart from the white pieces. And then we'll do the frames. I'd rather get that all done because if I don't get all the colouring or decoration finished, at least you guys have made the card and you can do that afterwards. I'm just going to add again a little glue. I'm going to be stamping on them, Jeanette, aren't I? I've got to do my stamped flowers. Hi, joining late but made it. Hello, MC Tom. Did you tell us your name before? I'm not sure. You don't have to. And you can go pretty mad with your decoration, like on the frames and stuff as well, if you wanted to. Just be aware of the bulk of things and it all folding flat, but otherwise go mad. Yeah, that looks good. In fact, oh yeah, we'll do them on that side as well. You don't need to do them on that side because you don't see it at all. You'll never see it unless they look from the back, but we'll do the bits where, especially where I've got that little join, that extra bit. I think if you did 3D, you know, but then you've got to think of the bulk, but then I would emboss because that would look nice. But I'll try to keep the panels at least as flat as I can. I did, but I'm Kirsten. Okay, Tom husband. Got ya. I'll probably forget, but hopefully I'll try and remember. Need to add you to the list. Okay, and then for these sections, you want 2 pieces of 1 by 6 3/4. they're nice when you pull it out then. Oh, there's the dogs. Yeah, that's perfect. No one would ever know we snipped into it. Oh, I could tidy that bit up there, but otherwise they'll never know. And then, yeah, I'm going to add the same paper onto those sides there as well. And then the rest is just going to have white frames because the decoration and stuff will obviously cover bits as well. No one's asking any more questions about the measurements and stuff, so I guess they're okay. Who is crafting along? Who has managed to do this? Because hats off to you. And then 2 more pieces of 1, so you'll have 4 pieces in total of 1 by 6 3/4. In fact, and going back to that cardstock, it's not my blade because my blade is cutting this, and this is about the same weight. So, and it's not, you know, giving me that effect, you know, that fluffiness. Me, yay! Well done, Tracy. Again, when I do the YouTube, I'd stick all these down before sticking that middle section in. But it's easy to stick down anyway, you can pull that all away. Okay, so let's work out the frames, which should be easy anyway, but imagine that there, that one on there, that one on there. So we need to do a little frame on this one and on that one, and then big frames on the outer ones. So if you cut yourself a piece, we'll do just a little 1/4 inch frame, I think will be nice. So if you cut yourself a piece of cardstock that is 6 by 2 1/4, 2 pieces, 6 by 2 1/4. And then the easiest way, I'm going to score and then cut. You can cut straight away, but it saves you doing pencil marks and working it all out. If you just do, so take a piece along the 6 inch side, and you want to score it 1/4 inch and 5 3/4 down to 2 inches. And we're just going to cut these out, and this is our frame. I don't know, I'm going to get that bit. Okay, and then if you pop it on the short side at 2 inches, hover it until you join the end of those other score lines, and then cut it out, and that's your perfect frame. So just do that on both pieces. So at 1/2 inch, sorry, 1/4 inch down to 2, 5 3/4 down to 2, and then join it up. I'm at work with nothing to do, so glad. Oh, it's nice that you get to just chill then. That's the quickest way, I think, to do those frames. If you want to do again mats and layers, it's easy to do so. that, like so, like it. Oh, so do you want me to tell you about Rose Cottage? So I found out, so we had a name. My dad found out a name of Mary. We thought it was Craft, but it's not, it's Craft, which is quite funny considering I craft. But anyway, Mary Craft, and she was, prior to that, she was Williams, and she married John Craft in, she was born in 1770. She married John in 1775, I think. She was 24 or 25, and then he became a taxpayer to this premises. So this is over 200 years old, and I knew it. I knew that, and there's some bits we've been reading about, they grew vegetables. He was a, what was he? I can't forget. I've got so much information. I was crying. I was welling up, right? Because he passed away in about 20 years. They were married, and then he passed away, and she continued to live here until she was 85, and then she passed, and she is buried in either St Mary's or St Maurice, and it's the old part of the grave. And they said that a family of her affluence, they more than likely there's a gravestone, but it might be faded. So I'm going to go on a dog walk with Monty and try and find it and lay a rose. And I'm really hoping I can do that. And I suspect she was the lady, because she would have lived on her own. I suspect she was the lady that put the taper burns in the fireplace to fend off evil spirits, or what was the other one? It was just like witchcraft. I don't think she was a witch. It was all one cottage as well. She later on had another lady called Mary live with her, and then when she passed, it went back to being owned by a Williams, which we believe was her nephews. So we've got all the names, and my dad's putting them all into Ancestry and trying to build more of a family tree. And we're going to try and find out her side of her family, because it seems like she was from Devon, but she came here, obviously, and then married. And they got married at St Andrew's, which was the main church really back then in town. Can't get any photos because it was before cameras were even invented. So they would have had a self-portrait done. What else did I find out? There was something else. Oh, and then a bit more earlier on, did I tell you about this place got raided for mobile phone theft or something? Well, someone who lived here worked for Jag Phones. Who remembers Jag? So that makes sense. So it was probably him. I could probably even get his name. What else? Something else as well that I thought, oh my God, this is incredible. Yeah, I can't believe that I was able to, like, just by getting that name, sometimes you just need that one more bit of information, and then it just opens up tons of info. But I was just like, yeah, absolutely amazing, yeah. So she lived to 85, which back then, so she died in 1865 she died. I thought we got told by the estate agents that this was a 1850s cottage, but it's not. It's a 1800s, literally. But saying that though, they moved into this, so it's potentially, I think the original dwelling that this was is mid 1700s, probably as far back as that. You can just tell when you're up in my loft and stuff, there's just things that you can see that just kind of give you that impression. But yeah, how incredible is that? And it's weird because I sat in the living room last night and I was almost like talking to her, because I thought, isn't it strange, your surname's Craft, you lived here on your own, you know, woman on her own, I'm here on my own, trying to make it back to potentially what she would have seen it as, because it wouldn't have had all the plaster covering it, wouldn't have had the render all on the front, it would have been the original stone. So yeah, So who knows, maybe some of those little early, like, mind you, they're Victorian, so it's even before her. Yeah, there you go. Oh, I love all this storytime. Just love that kind of stuff. Right. Those of you that aren't bothered and just want me to hurry up with the measurements, so then you're going to want to cut yourself 2 pieces that are 1 3/4 by, what have we got here? 6. Oh no, 1 3/4 by 5.5. 1 3/4 by 5.5. 1 3/4, 5.5. Yeah, and also I think because, you know, they grew. What did he do? He did something, and but also there was vegetables grown here. But I think it's her family or his family. Their name, they were landowners, and obviously this was a big cottage with the land, and they owned other land as well. So I think that's why they were making vegetables and stuff. So obviously they were probably making the food for the local, you know, community. I'd like to think so. Wouldn't it be nice if you know, we had that, we always moan, you know, about technology and stuff, but wouldn't it be nice sometimes if they could create something that would allow me to see what she was like? But yeah, it's just, yeah, that's just amazing. So it is, I don't know what, in terms of, because obviously Victorian, Georgian, it's always after the king, you know, the person of the throne, isn't it? That's why we've got those eras. I don't know what that era is. What is the late 1700s? Who was reigning at that time? Because that then would, you know, I'll know. Because a lot of my features are Victorian because I think they were added. So although those are old features, beautiful on their own, they're not original. And the original floorboards are under the other floorboards. So I've got Victorian floorboards and then I've got original underneath. But the whole, that's where it's lower and I can't drop. If I drop, my neighbour has to drop. So we won't be doing that. So, yeah, very, very interesting. And it would have been on the front, it would have been grass, and then the pavement would have just been, you know, there wouldn't have been the gate. The gate and everything else, that's all Victorian. That's not what would have been in the cottage. It would have been stone, sash windows, or little wooden framed windows. It would have been very basic, although grand in a sense, but not, you know, not with its Victorian kind of look. Yeah, but you can go and find out if, you know, they'll be able to tell me, but I don't know when they're open. I need to look into that. But I kind of like I'd love to just find it myself, Susan, because I love walking around the graves anyway. Me and Monty regularly walk around those. And I'm always looking at the names and the ages and all that kind of stuff. So it's funny because I've seen some before and it says Ridgeway on them and stuff. And it might have even been hers, but I didn't know her name. So when I get it, I'm going to take a photo. I'm going to do a little video of it all. And I'm going to put all this information together and show it all on Instagram and on TikTok, just so I've got it then. But yeah, I just couldn't believe it. We've got access to lots of things, and we've got our local history centre, which has basically a lot of families who have passed. They have kindly donated to this historical society. So they've got photos and everything, because I'd still love to find a photo of the cottage, you know, back then before it was split. So that would just be then the kind of icing on the cake. That's all I want to see, and I want to put this all together in a little book and get it printed, and so I can keep it. And yeah, just love all this. Georgian, yeah. Well, the stairs again though, but they're not the original ones. But they are Georgian stairs because they are plain spindles. They're not twisted spindles. Twisted spindles were like a Victorian thing because they were more pretty, basically. Victorians went very ornate and very decorative. Georgian was more clean lines. William came before Victoria. So Georgian. Land. Yeah, we've done land registry though. It only goes back to what I found, which was 1770. So we know that. We know kind of like roughly the age of the property. It's more it didn't tell me who, that was it. I asked who owns before them, and there was no one, which then makes me think they built it. I don't know. There's still a little bit more we need to kind of like look into, but land registry only goes back so far. The documents then change, but yeah. Right, so now you've got your frames for there and there. Stick those down. And of course, this look now, they really do make a difference, the frames. So, yeah, there's my little update. So now, at least now I'm able to hopefully find her grave. We've got a very old grave site just literally 2 minutes down the road, but it's all gated off, but all you got to do is knock on the door of the house next to it, and the lady has the keys, and she lets you in. It wouldn't surprise me if she's in that one, or if I go down to St Mary's, she will be in the back part. So, but yeah. Hanover, I don't know what that one is. Is that UK though? Because it's a UK thing, isn't it? I believe it is anyway, isn't it? That isn't the way we call it Victorian, Georgian, Elizabethan. Because we're in Elizabethan now. Well, we were. Now we're in Charleston, aren't we? It's weird. So we've gone from Elizabethan, now we're into, is it Charleston? Something like that. Just got to make sure I get the colours. Just seeing your, Kim, there, your message about nice colours. I just want to make sure I get the stamped images now perfectly, like matched. Oh, is that one? Oh no, it's that one. They are bigger. I'll just cover that end bit. There we go. Carolean. Is it Carolean? Is that what it's called? You're allowed to be. Yeah, no, I don't think she is, because they said that she will, you know, more than likely be at those ones. So I think that was more if you couldn't afford it. I think people just buried them in the garden, but people of wealth had a big, you know, they had the gravestones and stuff. It is Caroline. Okay. We were at a funeral last Friday and it was amazing, the dates and the headstones. One even had a historical marker with it. Yeah, I love it. Which is, again, it's one of those things. It's like we're losing all of that because we're not doing it. Not many people are having burials. You know, they're having pure cremation or being cremated and not having. And I get it, but we're then wondering why we're losing all this. It's because we're not doing it. But it is. That's just the circle of life, as they say. Alright, let me just do the front frames and then I can stamp and colour. It shouldn't be that much over, actually. I thought it'd be a bit longer. Yay! Look at that. Right, so your frame is going to be... I might go a bit thicker. I might do a 1-inch frame around this. So I'm going to do 4 by... half an inch, sorry, I'm doing around this. So I'm going to do, yeah, 4 by 6, but you might want to do, if you want to do the same 1/4 inch, you might want to do 3.5 by, maybe I should actually, but then it goes on the back so you don't really see it. It would be 3.5 by 5.5. No, I'm going to do 4 by 6. Yeah. 2 pieces of 4 by 6, and then you want to cut your same size out of it. One friend of mine said they are running out of land to bury us in. Makes you, well, yeah, I get it, because obviously a lot of land's owned by other people and they're not selling it. But when you look at all the countryside, you think, how are we running out of land? But yeah, I get it. See, what I could have done is use that piece to draw around, but instead I'm just going to cut now into these. So it's 1/2 inch, so I'm going to sit it with the 1/2 inch marker or line and come down 1/2 inch, and hopefully I'll get this pretty spot on. I'd rather be a little bit short and go in and join them up. Yeah, so I'm a little bit, oh, that one there. Yeah, there we go. Scatter me to the winds, as long as someone makes sure I'm really gone for the whole. It's that one. Been burying my cross of life. I say just burn me with the cottage and everything in it. I'll be happy. That can be my cremation. I won't be here forever, because when I'm really old I won't be able to do the stairs, I won't be able to manage that big garden, so I'm here for a good time anyway. So you know, watch, I'll do all this work, I'll get in it, you know, it's back to, oh, I've gotten a bit out there, never mind. As much as possible I'll put this one underneath. And then some you know, young couple will come in whenever that may be, and cover it all. Because that's what happens, isn't it? Let's face it. You know, someone comes in and rips everything out, another person comes in and reinstates it all, another person comes in and adds and takes away, and that is just how it is. You don't really see the frames for long anyway, but that one, just a little bit there, so I'll put that down in that corner. Put their own mark on it, yeah, or ruin though in some cases. Because I've seen a lot of things where you think, what on earth? Well, they've not done it properly, you know. Especially with old properties, you've got to use the right materials. Yeah, there's that as well. They want a quick flip the properties. I get it, I get all of it. There we go. Oh dear, what did I do there? I must have caught that. Yeah, so just be careful when you go to close. There we go. So we've done the card. Oh no, why did I do that again? Why is that catching? It shouldn't. Yeah, it's got to stay back there. Okay, yeah, just be careful. Like I said, I have gone to like the max width, so 6 inches I think you'll be better with, like I said. Oh, Jeanette, I love that. That is so lovely and so appropriate for that person as well. Yeah, that's really nice. Right. I might have a card coffin and have it like with loads of folds on it. That's how it stands up. What a fun card. Right. Which one do I want to eat? Oh, crocuses, wasn't it? Did I put them all away? Oh no, they're here. Oh, actually, I've got that one. Oh, have I not put? I've got a pile. Oh, I've got them there. I've got a pile of stamps that I've not cleaned, and I've got the crocuses still here. Oh no, I thought that's tulips. No, where's my crocus? Ah, okay. Put those ones away. Right. So that, yeah, it's a bit more purpley. I need to go a bit more. I need to do a mix really, because that's the one. That's that one. That one that I did. Yeah, the pop-up though would be me and scare everyone. Hey, I'm not dead yet. I'm still alive. Surprise. Can you imagine? Right. Oh, can we reuse some of these? I think that purple's not a bad match, you know, actually. When you look at it, that's pretty good for the purple and the white. I think if I do one in like a yellowy orange, I know you don't really get orange crocus. Although, do you get orange crocuses? That made me chuckle. Yours would have to be pink and orange. Yep. Pink, orange and yellow. Tutti frutti. And then you pull a little lever, then they'll pop up. So maybe the middle one could have, let's just get a rough idea. Could have that one. And then the sides, yeah, something like that. Do that one like that. I could do one more of those. So there's 3 on the front because that's a big space, and I'm going to stamp a nice, get one of my pretty sentiments for there. I think that'd be nice. I might just do them all purple. That same purple there. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Keep that one for another day. Right, let's stamp. Where's my stamping platform? Underneath my next project. So if I want to do it in masking, if I do that one first, do I want to have it that way? No, that one, and then that one. Thank you, Karen. I was talking about you just now in a nice way, because I said, oh, I wonder what how it is with the snow, and then I remembered you're not in New York anymore, are you? But I didn't know, do you miss the snow? I know you miss New York, but how bad is it at the moment? Because we're seeing it on the news here. And then if I'm just going to use a post-it and just do the top part. We've done a card you might like, Karen. No dies. It's a monster. It's a double flip centre panel. It all folds flat. Yeah, that could just pop out from the top. You don't really need to see the stem at the bottom. Or should I have it maybe further down and then another one? No. Maybe I'll just cut. Hang on, let's just cut underneath that because I think it will look better with the stem. Or I might just add some more leaves. Do that. Depends where in New York. In Western New York, we're doing okay with the snow. Oh, are you in there as well? Sorry, I should have asked actually if we got any other people from New York. Late to the party, but saw your new cabinet on Instagram. I can't wait, Jen. I'm so excited. So excited for that. Yeah, I think that'd be nice once they're coloured in. Do that one, and then we'll do similar on this one. Actually, have them both facing in. Yeah, that'd be better. So I'll do that one there. What is that one, isn't it? I'm closer to Lake Ontario than New York. Okay. Yeah, happy with that. And then just one more of that one, so I think it'd be nice to have 3, 4, 5, and then we got 7, so we've got a nice odd number. Long Island really got slammed in the storm, that's where I live. Ah, okay. Do you have the Long Island accent? I'm imagining you talking now. Right. Yeah, I've seen people like walking up to Times Square, no cars, nothing, like really silent, which is just madness. Okay, so let's just quickly colour these in. I've got to try and find which colours I used now for the purples. Ooh. Right. Alright, looks like pale lavender was the lightest one. Yeah, so pale lavender, so we'll go through and do that first. You heard her shout then. My neighbour. That's Harley. He goes on. He has a bit more of a. She said he's old and grumpy. And every now and then he'll stop, but if not, I hear her then and go, Harley. He shuts up. Downstate the island. Cape where hit hardest. Just a wee bit of snow here in the capital region and a break for the mountain. Okay. And that's the puppy. You've got to laugh. And when Monty's out there, they have like a little barking match at the fence. That's quite funny. First day back at hospital, volunteer job since surgery, so I better get moving. Oh, bless you. Take care, Karen. I hope you're keeping well, though. Yeah, bye, Karen. Those that are crafted along, how are you getting on? And who's going to make this? Have I now restored some of you that thought it was quite confusing? Hopefully. So when I break it all down, I think if you use dies to cut the aperture, it's much easier. So pretty, I'm going to have a try. I'm going to give it a go. Definitely going to make this. Oh, good. Good, good. We'll make this so pretty. Good, good, good. I think it would look good with the little additions of pop-ups. I know some of you who are a bit more advanced with your card making will be able to do that with just the little pop-ups that I make. Those little like half inch by 2, score at every half inch, pop a few of them in. A bit like the locker room. I always use that as an example. The boys' locker room card that I did, the football one. They would look good in there as well. Yeah, they're fine. My neighbours are brilliant, both sides, so, and I like that I can hear them. I like that my neighbours are close by. So, no, we all get on. It's just the 3 of us. It's quite nice. We're our own little bunch this side of the road. I think that was the one I used to go around the edge, which is Purple Mallow. Yeah, it would have been because it was from the same set, so Purple Mallow to do the little bit of shading there. And then I'll just go back in again and just blur that a bit with the original colour. And then orange for the stamens. If anything as well, I'm the noisy neighbour with the DIY I've been doing, because, you know, some days there's banging and all sorts, but they're all good. And I think because the dogs bark sometimes, you know, my neighbours are like, yeah, well, I've got a noisy dog, so don't worry. And next door, they always apologise when they have the grandkids over. So they know I work from home, they're like, we're sorry if you hear the grandkids. And like, honestly, it's fine. I'd rather hear things like that. It's comforting, it's nice. So I'm lucky that I've got good neighbours. Good neighbours are worth their weight in gold. You know, if anything happened at night, I could just knock on either of their doors and they would help. And I think that's what you want from a neighbour. So I will take, Monty's a barker anyway, so I will live with that. Doesn't bother me in the slightest. Just remembered you were doing a live. Yep, always, Helen. 2 o'clock on a Wednesday. I'm here, unless it's a launch week or I'm ill or on holiday. Otherwise, you will find me here. I'm going to walk and get Monty again this evening. I walked and got him on Monday and it was nice, even though it was a little bit overcast, it was dry. So I'm going to do that again. And I can start getting my steps in again and try and get a little bit fitter. Yes, our neighbours are very nice. Yeah, you want that. I know it's not the case for everyone, but I think if you do, you're very lucky. Like my mum and dad's neighbours, they've been the same neighbours for 40 years on the other side, for not far behind that, to be honest. And, you know, none of them have got any signs of moving. And if anything, my mum and dad are going to feel it when Brian passes, because he's in his, like, it must be mid-80s now. And I said to Dad, you do realise that when Brian goes, it's a very high likelihood that you're going to get a young family in there, and your quiet little afternoons when you sit in the garden, you might have young babies and kids and the football coming over the fence. And I said, you know, so, and he kind of rolled his eyes, he went, we'll move if it's bad. It's like an old street now, because we're all grown up, but most of the parents are still living in the street. So my mum and dad's street's actually quite quiet and there's no kids. But once, you know, they all pass, then it'll become, you know, probably quite young again. Like full circle, you know. But a lot of the people that lived there moved in the late 70s when it was all built. So the colours are pale lavender and purple mallow. And then I'm just going to use an orange. And then the green was the old greens from the other set that I used. I'll have to grab that in a sec. Can't remember what it was. I'll use a bit of a yellow and an orange, just so they kind of match. So what sentiment shall we do? I don't need to do this as a Mother's Day card because I'm doing that on Friday. So do we make this? It's kind of got to be a birthday card, really, isn't it? Because that's what I'm more likely going to use. It's quite grand. It would make a good wedding card, but I wouldn't have used these flowers probably. I've just blended an orange and a yellow together there because that's quite true to the stamens of the crocus. So I've used the mellow yellow and French vermilion. It's a bloody nice just because card, isn't it? I was bored, so I made you this card. And then the green, I can't remember why. Was it the bud green? Or was it? I think it was maybe vivid. That's that one. So what did I use as the lighter one? What's that one there? Oh, it is bud. So what's that one? Bud. Oh, there's two bud greens. That's the original bud green that I had before. I think it's that one. Yeah. So bud green, but it's the G479, and then vivid green G472. When I looked up crocus and I saw the variegated, yeah, I've got one variegated one coming up, just one, Brian, and I was like, wow, that's so pretty. They're mainly purple and yellow, isn't it? Yeah, purple and yellow are the main ones. I've got a couple that are white, and then I've got one that has got a bit of white and then like purple flecks and stuff, and it's that variegated style, and it's beautiful. Really, really lovely. I can't believe I'm going to get this done, because I did think, oh gosh, this is going to be quite a meaty one. But I've done it. Okay. Stick those down, and then we can get the stamp and colour that and get that stuck down. I had those pesky rats. I had those. The pesky. Did the oh what? They dug down and got the bulbs. Tez. No, I've not had that, and I mean I had in the early days when I first moved in, I saw a few rats, but it doesn't surprise me why, because the place was filthy. The drains were terrible and that, but I've got rid of that and I've not seen any. And then I had, when I took the apple tree down, or I was going to do the apple tree, there was one hanging off of the fat ball for the birds, and I was like, right, not doing that again. But I think it was all part of them still kind of scared them off a bit. I think there was a nest at the back of the garden because I found quite a couple of dead ones. And next door, they've got a couple of rat traps, because next to that we've got a car showroom, and then you've got like an Indian takeaway just down, and then you've got the whole high street. So I've probably got more than a normal household like underneath, you know, in all the drainage systems. So I have to kind of be careful, but they've not eaten any bulbs, so, which I'm glad about. Yeah, fat balls. So they're all, I don't know what's in the fat balls. It's all like, it's just bird food, and it's all in a big ball, fat. And they come in nets, or you can put them in bird feeders. You can make your own suet, isn't it? Is it suet? Something like that. I'm just going to fussy cut this quickly. I can't bother to get all the dies out. And your tulips. Oh, I've got loads of tulips coming up, Tess. I've planted them, but I've done so many pots as well. I had that many bulbs. I ended up having to just put them in those big ton bags that I've got of mud. I've just shoved them in there just so they were planted. So now I've got some pretty tulips coming up in the, you know, all the soil there. So I will dig them up though once they've died off, and I will reuse them. Well, I can't remember the colours and stuff that I got, but I brought them all last year from Plants Galore. I went a bit mad really. I got way too many alliums. I didn't need all that. Lard, yeah, I can't remember. Right, something like that on the front. Tulip envy, yeah. I'm hoping it's going to look really nice. Well, considering it was this time last year, it was all mud. It's going to be quite a transformation. Sentiments. Let's have a little look at the sentiments. Oh no, I won't dig them up, Brian. It's just where they are. It is going to be in the bin. Like, you know, it's going to the tip, so I don't want them to go. So I will dig those up. But no, everything else is planted. What have we got? That's all Christmas. I've got a load of Christmas here. I picked up the wrong one. No. Hey, I love you. Happy birthday. Hey, neighbour. You're amazing. Hello. What about hello? I just wanted to say hello. Just wanted to say hello. Hey, Mike. And the flowers. What about that? Do we like that? What do we think? That's a just because then. She is. She was earlier. She's probably gassing with Benita. That one can't go any more over. Oh no, that would be okay. It can't go any bigger than that. Oh, that's a bit dirty, this stamp. Never put dirty stamps back. left a bit of a mark there. I might have to move the flower into that space. Let's just pop you, yeah, we're going to have to move the flower up there and there. That's fine. That one's clean. I almost want that as one line. It's too like blocked. Do you know what? I haven't got them anymore, Jeanette. I donated all my Nuvo drops. Just didn't use them anymore. Went through quite a few years of using them on everything and I just stopped. Trying to fit it all in now. Mind you, that can come off a bit. Like stamp back over it now actually. Yeah, that's better. Just because it's got the dot dot dot, I need to. What about that? Come up. Oh, that's okay. There we go. Looks better on one line. I'll check that that is all straight on here. Get rid of that. Looks a bit crooked. I'll do that's okay. That's in line. I think it is all right actually. Just wanted. I think, oh no, it's that bit there. No, it is a little bit out. I'm struggling to get that lined up. That's better. Yeah, I think that's better. There's that. That's because my grid's gone. It's all faded, but that's coming right under it. So no, that is a bit higher. That's in line with the grid. Or is that because the font's a little bit smaller? I think that'd do. Otherwise, going into it too much. Let's grab this one. But sometimes better to stamp it in black and then you can really see. No, that looks pretty straight to me. As good as I'm going to get it. Snip, snip. Snippity snip. Yeah, that's all right. We don't mind it a bit wonky. Yeah, happy with that. Add that to my big pile of stamps that I need to clean. That looks good. It's just covering with a little bit of a inky shadow there, but I can get away with that. Alright, let me hold that down. Oh. Didn't actually any glue come out of that there? Oh yeah, it did. Just do a little bit more behind. they stick down. Bubbling sweet, nice. I've got macaroni, cheese, garlic bread and broccoli. So it doesn't need to be two-dimensional. That can go flat, but it will pop up if it needs to. Just a few bits still lifted, a little bit of shape on them, but it still all go flat, but it won't add too much bulk. There you go. Oh, thank you, Pippa. This glue is pretty much out now, so I need to fill that up. My circle could just be that smidge smaller, but otherwise I think for the first time working this all out, I think it's come together pretty well. Isn't that bloody beautiful? Such a fresh card, yeah, and it will go with any of the flower sets if you've got those. Any of those will look lovely, and any florals you've already got. But equally, Christmas cards, nice big, your big Daisy May images, you know, they'd look lovely in the middle. Want that black ink to dry a bit more, but what a fun look about it. Isn't that interesting? That pops out. Wow, I think we knocked this one out of the park, guys. I'm sat here watching with my mouth open in awe of this demo. Oh, Pippa, you're always too sweet, thank you. I'm watching you, Mike. Why? What's he said? There's the boss, and just as I was about to make a tasteful and humorous remark, go away, Mike. No smut here, please. The large centre circle really makes this, in my opinion. Yeah, I think it's just nice to mix the shapes, but you can see that one, that was my prototype with the rectangle. So there's lots of extra score lines, but can you see the rectangle in the middle? I think that would be good, you know, if you want a bigger space, but also a bit more masculine, dare I say, I don't know. But yeah, I'm not going to do the envelope now, guys, because obviously I need to go and get Monty in a bit, and I've got a few more bits I need to finish, but I will do the envelope, and then you'll see it in the pictures. Yeah, I prefer the circle to the rectangle. You could maybe do two smaller circles, but then, yeah, I think if you went smaller and kept your pop-up to this width, you could then do pop-ups in here, which I think would look nice as well. So there's definitely scope for this, and then that will fold down. Just want to make sure I don't bend that, and then that one over the top, and that's how it will go in the envelope. But you could decorate the frame here on this side. You don't want to decorate that because it would stop that opening, but you could decorate that, but just be aware that when you open it, you'll then see the reverse of it. So I'm going to just keep it plain. They take it out and it's like, okay, yeah, nice. But then that's what you want. That's where it is. What's the saying? There's a saying, there's something like party for the, something for that and party for that. I don't know, it's a saying, but I can't think what it is. So yeah, we got there in the end anyway. I'm still doing the math. That's all right, Tracy. Do it in your leisure. Right, back to the slog. Very clever, Sam. Good luck all later, boss. Take care, Mad Mike. Thanks for popping in. So yeah, there you go, guys. So it's the double swing centre panel, I think. Yeah. And you don't have to do this middle bit. You can simplify it, keep these as squares, because that's where I was at the start, and then just have a thin pop-up that's no wider than that, which is 3 inches, I think. Quiet in the front, pie in the back, that's it. Yeah. So this one's simple on the front, party inside. Thumbs up before you go if you've enjoyed it, guys. What are we on? It's more than that. Why is it? It's only showing 32 thumbs up. That can't be right. Surely not. For a card of this grandeur, only 32 likes. There must be more. Let me check. Oh, where's it gone? 133. And there's less of that watching. So that's good. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. So yeah, there you have it, guys. Like I said, I will take a picture with the envelope when I do it all. And I will do maybe the daffodil one for YouTube. In yellows. I think that'll look really nice with the daffodils all over it. And yeah, watch your space. I'm not going to do a mini series on this. I think this is a good size because you can't do it. It's going to be big, you know, doubled up. I think, yeah, we'll just stick with this size, but I wouldn't mind trying to do the pop-ups in there, so we'll see. Oh, sneak peek. Okay, I think I kept it so that I knew what I'd shared, so I've already done those two. So let's do yeah, there we go. Right, so again, bottom. Okay, that's it. I'll add that to that side. Oh, I've just got this showstopper up here as well. Just thinking, we've done quite a few big showstoppers, haven't we, lately? Look at that one. So that's your tulips. So yeah, we'll do the daffodils on that one. And that's it. Still 2 hours, really, because of issues at start. Still 2 hours. Yeah, true. Go big or go home, miss the other bit, or you have to go back and watch. Thank you so much, everyone. I've enjoyed it. It's been really nice. So I'm gonna, just finish up and then I'll go and get him at past. All right, everyone. So I will see you again at 10 on Friday, and we're going to be doing Mother's Day card. So I'm going to be using the pop-ups, the pop-up bouquet die set, and all of these floral sets because I want a few of each of them. I want to do a spring bouquet with that pop-up set. So if you want to do that, if you've got that product, that's going to be Mum's Mother's Day card. So I'll just tell her not to watch, which she's usually out with Charlie and my sister on a Friday, so I doubt she'll see it, but I'll just say to her to not watch. But that's the card I want to do, and I think it's so perfect to do these with that pop-up because it does make a bouquet. So all right, so I'll see you there at 10. All right, enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and your week, and hopefully see some of you on Friday. Take care. Bye.